Absolutely. I think it's something that I would wholeheartedly encourage anyone who has any interest in teaching to participate in. Whilst it can be intensive, it's still a relaxed atmosphere, and it's still a very fluid learning experience for the lecturers, that you're not under pressure to be a super lecturer. You just have to be there to listen and to pick up on the types of techniques that are available. And sometimes all that is just being open to the ideas that are put out there, to say that, well, there are other ways of teaching other than, like, the simple one is the chalk and talk. You know, you can go much further than that, or you can revert back to that as well. You can try and employ every technique available. So it's something that basically is part of the tools available to lecturers to be able to dip into every now and again.
I would recommend all the LIN modules, I think, but particularly this is the one we run here, and it's fantastic for the staff. It's an awareness of that element of their professional development. Academics can be very strong in their discipline area, in their professional field, and they can be fantastic communicators, and they need a sense of confidence that communication is a targeted appropriate. They are good lecturers, good teachers, whatever word you want to put on it. And I think this is that evidence, as well as giving them a chance to reflect and identify areas where they can improve. So that is also a big advantage.
I've met a number of people that's been asking me how is the technology enhanced learning one and how is learning and teaching one. So I've always recommended the two programs to people, and it's particularly for people that have been in the same kind of field as me, technology wise, because there's so much you can do from the different learning objects between Camtasia, Articulate. I mean, there's a lot of great resources you can create and you can have forever. I mean, it's stuff that you can have for your students forever, for your subjects.
I really would, and I have done. I think, particularly not coming from the traditional academic background and not being involved in the day-to-day delivery of academics, classroom-based, that it benefits other staff across the institute to better understand A, what our colleagues do, and B, how the students learn, because to an extent, each of us involved in an institute such as AUT have some role with students. There are very, very few people who don't come face to face with the students on a day-to-day basis. So for any of us who do, I think it's important to know how that interaction, what is the learning and what is the teaching possibilities. And I suppose, back to one of the things we talked about during part of the module is, the teachable moment, and to be able to identify that. And just not to have seen it as we probably would have in the past. Here's somebody coming making an inquiry, and so it's my job to answer that and get them away as quick as possible and move on to the next person. It's not. That can possibly be that teachable moment. So, for that point of view, yes, I would recommend it.
I would recommend these modules to anybody involved in higher education because it, as I said, it gives you an insight into what's involved in different people's roles. So even if you're not directly involved in the classroom, it's definitely worthwhile. The idea that they are in bite-sized chunks, these small 10-credit modules, although it is a significant amount of work to undertake, it's an achievable task.
Oh, absolutely. I think whether you want it to be a standalone module just because you like technology and you want to use it in your teaching, or whether you want to work towards something bigger, it's definitely worthwhile, because not just from the point of view of the knowledge that you will gain, but also from the interaction with your peers. I think that's been one of the most valuable things that I've heard other colleagues talk about, that there is a community of practice, I suppose, a community of learners, and that the discussion is growing about how we teach and how best to teach our students.